Hi guys, it's Monday, May 19th, going over our daily trade journal and market analysis on where we think the market's going to go tomorrow. So for today, it's our P&L today, and these are the signals that we had in the market today. So at 7 a.m., we had a market structure flipping bullish, and then 9:36 by right after market open, we had a bunch of buy signals on X7, and this was for NQ. And we also had it for ES and some of the other stuff as well, which kind of signaled that, pretty bullish and that the market was likely to go up. We also had a market overbought signal too, actually. I totally forgot to point out. That was over here. Actually, it's oversold signal. So it was warning kind of that S&P 500 was oversold and we're entering oversold territory. So this is probably where you want to reduce risk on puts and prepare for a potential bounce. And that was at 7:49 a.m. So market structure flipping bullish at 7 a.m. was probably around here, this range, which essentially means you want to buy the dips. And if you bought the dip at 5,900 or 5,900 was where we had the previous supports around, then you could probably make as high as 59.80s if you carried it to the end of the day, but that's really hard to carry there. The next signal was at 9:36. If you take a trade at 9:36 over here on X7, let's go a little bit deeper into that 9:36 time frame. Market was around 59.24, 25-ish, and that was also a pretty good resistance to pass over, considering that we had the 59.20 as a support and resistance. So if you bought it around here, you could have easily taken it to like 59.35 or even 59.43, so about 45, give or take, about 20 points, 10 to 20 points just on that signal alone. But being that this is X7, you could probably take it for 30 to 50 points too. And then the only sell signal in ES that we had was at 2 p.m. And I believe this one worked out pretty well. So let's go on down here. Time frames on the bottom. 2 p.m. is around here. So this is the X3 sell signal. That was at 59.75. And we went as low as 59.65. So it's a 10-point move there. And then market structure flipped bearish at 2:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that was over here. Market structure flipping bearish, which means we want to short anything at the resistance. So if you kind of short there and there, this would be at 59.76, 59.74. We went as low as 59.70s to 59.62. So you could call anywhere from 4 to 15 points, give or take. So overall, the signal worked out pretty good yesterday. On days like this, where markets just keep chugging, you probably want to just follow the signals and just kind of respect the structures. So far, the market structure has been working pretty good, and the market structure is just based on, the amount of buyers and sellers in the market, and that naturally tells you where the direction of the market is going most of the time. So where do we think the market is going tomorrow? It's very interesting here. We drew this line from the other day on these trade journals, and this is the 5,900 line. And as you can see, we've been holding this area pretty good. Resistance and support here, right? And we end up holding this area pre-market on Monday. It looks like things are going to go below it and we're going to crash. But eventually we claimed the 5,900 level and we just kind of moved up from here. So we're making new highs and pushing up higher. So now we're looking at these previous levels that kind of hold that support. So this is like 59.40s here. That could be a potential support. And if we lose that, then we'll probably go back to 59.20s and 59.05s again. This is 10-minute MOB. So it'll be a good touch there as well. 48-minute wise, if we lose that, if we lose 5,900, we'll probably go to 58.75s, and maybe even 57.64s. but that's only if things get that bad. Let's see. Daily is still very oversold, but 390, it's kind of overbought. Daily's overbought. 390 is already reset it. The RSI is already set. 195, the RSI is still pretty high too, so it could come down a little bit. 97-minute has a sell signal. 48-minute is also crossing down a little bit, so we'll probably see some pullbacks and profit taking overnight. So I hope that helps. Good luck and have a great day.